Hey, you fabulous bunch of people, welcome to Mood, the podcast that's here to sprinkle a little humour, drop some wisdom bombs, and occasionally let out a well-placed swear word or two. Mood, we're relatable as fuck.
Hey, girl.
Hello. Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
Lina is one of our first-time fans. I know, right? You were like one of the first fans.
I think I have listened to all of them.
But we are on episode 17. Yeah, oh my God, we're getting there.
17, episode 17, and it's a special one. We mentioned on the last couple of episodes that we'd be doing a 20-kilometre walk around London. It's called Glow London. It's for Mental Health UK. And we're pleased to say we completed the walk. Yay! Whoop, whoop. Big up yourself. And we have a very, very special VIP joining us today by the way of Lina. Lina joined us on the walk.
Lina.
We're just here we want to tell you guys all about it and the ups, the downs, and how, all our different experiences from all of our different points of views.
So just to set the scene, so Lina and I have been friends for a really long time, and we are basically friends because Lina's partner and my brother used to work together. Over the years, we've all just remained really close friends. I can't even say friends, I say family because they literally are family to us. But yeah, we've been friends for a really long time.
What made you ask Lina?
Do you know, actually, I think I'd sent the donation page, if I remember rightly. I can't remember. I think I'd asked the crew to donate. None of them donated, by the way. I'm just going to put it out there because none of them donated. I got a lot of well dones and we should have donated afterwards, and I sent them the link again and then blanked. But yeah, I basically put it in the group, I think, at the time. And then I think you asked about it, Lina, right?
I do enjoy walking myself, so I do a lot of walking. So I was a bit excited. And also it's nice to do something as a group. I think post-COVID, we just don't spend physical time with people anymore. So I think that element of meeting new people, being part of something is very important for, you just don't get that exposure. You just, you're so used to spending time on your phone and you just assume that people, I guess, are connected to you, but you're not really connecting with anyone. You're just looking at a screen. So it was really lovely. And just to connect with other people that were not even in our group. That was really cute because we were just seeing people en route, cheering each other on, being there. And that is the human spirit, the human element of things, which, long story short, I wanted to be part of.
Lynette, what made you actually want to do it as well? Because you're the one who started all of this, right? So every time someone complained, I was like, blame Lynette. I was like, it was Lynette's fault.
I've been following Chubsies for a while now. Here we are, nearly a year later. And when the walk came up, I think on your page, I think maybe a couple of weeks prior to that, or maybe a month before that, you were all about getting your steps up and getting your steps in. Yeah. And so I thought, I saw it and I thought, do you know what? Do you know who I think this would be really good for? And I was really up for doing it, was you. It was the Chubsies page. Yeah. It's all Chubsy's fault, not me.
So actually, I was going to say it's technically it's my fault that it's your fault that it's my fault.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what inspired me to ask you. So I thought, why not? You're looking to get your steps in, so why not? Let's get 20 kilometres in.
It was perfect, absolutely perfect. And you know what? I think I'd set myself a motto for the year, which was less words, more action, right? And that really was okay, well, I guess we're going to be doing a big fuck off walk. But yeah, now Lina and I have gone on big ass walks before and stuff, but nowhere near 4 hours.
So it's basically Battersea Park all the way up to Tower Bridge, cross over the bridge and back down again to Battersea Park.
I was scared of the weather. That was my biggest thing.
Yeah, we were all panicking about the weather, and the weather was amazing. Weather-wise, we were really lucky. Training-wise, right, so I know I trained, but did you guys train? Lina, for you, did you have a plan, or we were just kind of I'm just going to wing it on the day and see how we get on?
Well, I've walked longer. In kind of the country, so hilly, that kind of stuff. I thought it would be easy. So no, I didn't do any training, but I got through it. But had I have done training, I probably would have been a little bit more at ease. But
I guess we'll like talk through the walk. It wasn't loads of people actually. We had a good amount of people doing the walk, right? As in, like, there was a couple of hundred. I definitely thought I thought there'd be more, but actually was a good amount of people. And the walk is slow, obviously, to begin with, because you're trying to break away from everybody else and get into like, the bit of it. The thing I didn't take into consideration is how many pedestrians and tourists, obviously, there'd be around London. And plus, there was Free Palestine protests going on as well, and things like that. And like certain roads were cut off and stuff. So there was a lot that I hadn't kind of taken into consideration of purely people being in the way. So, and that definitely broke things out. Or you'd get really slow walker in front of you and you'd find a way to try and get around them and that. And I didn't think about the snacking bits. I didn't really think about that, because I'd done breast cancer one like absolute years ago, and that was cornered off, so you had your own walking bit. And also the fact of they didn't have, unless I'm so traumatized by that I don't remember, but I don't remember ever stopping for that one. We just kept going. I think I stopped once to go to loo, and that was kind of it. But weather-wise, we were lucky. People-wise, maybe not so much. So I think all of us, I don't know if you guys, I think we kind of underestimated how long it was going to take. But luckily, us three finished within like 4 hours and 57 minutes, because we all happened to be together at the same time. We kept all losing each other as well.
Maybe we're going to come to that. We started all together, didn't we? And I kind of, we lost each other at the snack stops. So no, people wanted to keep going. There were toilet breaks and stuff like that. And then we met up again. I think maybe at the second snack stop or just before we got to the second snack stop. And then we were pretty much together for the last stretch. It was actually quite nice. And we were singing songs and stuff like that towards the end. So that was good. And then, so like we said, we kind of go up from Battersea Park, cross over the bridge, and you're going back down again. And then you get to Chelsea Bridge. And that was the point where like, right, we're crossing back over to go to the park. Mm-hmm. So there was a steward there standing at Chelsea Bridge going, you'll see another steward. He'll point you in the right direction of where you need to go. We get to the other side of the bridge. There's 5 of us, right? And the park is literally just there on the other side. It's on the other side of the road as soon as you get off the bridge. And there's an entrance. And a couple of the girls were going in there. And then I think there were maybe some who went straight on. They might not go to the park or whatever. I think that's when the group divided. And Mary Claire was like, oh, but the man said there'd be a steward here to guide us into the park. I want to do it properly. I want to finish it properly, as we all did. We didn't want to take shortcuts. We wanted to finish it properly.
And this is where opinions divided, because we all had different ideas. This is
it. Right, guys, who was right?
Yeah, and then
none of us were right, but
we all got the maps out. I got the map out, and I think if we go in there, the map is telling us to go into the park. However, if we do go down there, it will take us back to where we came out. So it was literally the same point we came out, we'd go back in. So I was like, hey, I'm easy, whatever. I'm not really fast. If we do it right, we do it not. We've walked X amount. It's, I'm just, Lex, you decide. Or someone decide where it needs to go.
That was like the worst, because I doubted myself instantly as well, because there was 2 different opinions, like you said, right? One was we go through the park, and one was like, no, we go further up, and then there's an entrance to the park. So you get there's an app that you can download. And the map does tell you, but it doesn't tell you essentially as well, because it looked like you were going the right way. But then as soon as we started walking, it was like, hang on a second, this isn't right. And then by this point, we're like 10 minutes away from getting to where we need to get to the exit. And we're all knackered. We're all in pain. We're all a bit pissed off, tired. Like, it's been a long couple of hours. And then to make that decision was like really awkward, because I was like, okay, I think we go this way. And as we started walking, I realized instantly it was wrong. And I was like, no, but let's not walk too far. Let's just, because I got scared of my own commitment.
There was a gate. So we walked past the big gate where you could go in. There was another entrance to the park where we saw some people going in. We looked in and we were like, I'm not walking there. It's too dark. Like, it wasn't lit.
Yeah.
And
so
exactly.
Dark.
So we'd either go further down and we're like, oh, we just turn back, and let's just turn back and go in the park that way, and we'll figure it out.
None of us were right, by the way, just because Lina is insisting she was right. None of us were right, because so what happened is that obviously, like Lynette said, we lost some of the group here and there at certain points, and they actually went ahead of us. What we were meant to do was come off the bridge and go under the bridge, and there was a way to go in through that way, which we didn't clock, and I don't think was very clear. And then when we got lost, I was obviously ringing, so I started ringing Becca had already done it, and she'd completed and already at the station, so there was no way we were going to be able to find out for definite. And she was like, yeah, we took a wrong turning as well. So then I rang Robin, and Robin was like, we're just about to finish it. That we took the wrong turning too. And then thankfully, like, Lina was right technically to go through the Battersea Park entrance, but there was no instructions or anything from that point on. and it was pitch black and we were knackered. Thankfully, we bumped into people that were already walking out with their medals and they were like, no,
Yeah.
this is the way to go. But it was just really confusing. And I wanted to make sure, I didn't mind who we finished with and stuff, but I know I wanted to obviously finish with you as well, Lynette, like to come with us because, we'd kind of been together for that last hour,
Yeah.
especially. So yeah, it was just chaos, but we got there in the end. But it was almost like surreal because we spent like 4 hours, nearly 5 hours, and obviously got a bit lost. And we were walking in pitch blackness all of a sudden, and then we finished it, and it was a bit like, oh. we finished, like shit, like it was a bit anticlimactic. I was like, woo, oh, we finished. Like it was just really odd.
Do you know what I thought was quite funny? You know, the guy that was telling us the final direction just before the bridge. He was like, go here, go there, and everybody's like tired. So I was like, yeah, it's fine.
No one listened to
like, like back in the day when you'd have a sat nav, there were no sat navs and you just you'd ask somebody where something is and they'll tell you, but you would only listen to like the first bit and then you would wait for somebody else. That's what
exactly. And I think that's what Mary Claire heard was like there'd be a guy there, there'd be another steward at the end of the bridge, but actually what we missed was that he'd be under the bridge or whatever. And so
that's the thing. I saw people go through there with their little glowy things, which we didn't have. But I saw glowy people around.
Oh, is that a dig? Is that a
little dig?
Right, little dig. Well, we didn't have any things.
One of us may have.
Somebody forgot it.
All right, hang on, hold up. No one even thought about bringing glow stuff, right? I was the only one who suggested it and bought it and then proceeded to leave it in the car. And then we'd already walked 15 minutes to get to the park. And I was like, I'll be fucked if I'm then going to go back and collect it. I was trying to save my steps for the walk. So I was a bit like, oh, fuck, I didn't bring any glow stuff. But at the same time, when I spoke to people near the ending, Sophie, for example, I said, oh, I'm so annoyed I didn't bring the glow stuff. She said, to be honest, it annoyed the shit out of me by the ending of it. And I agree. I felt like we would have been throwing it off us and be like, get the shit off me. I just need to walk. I'm tired.
Yeah.
But
they look so cute at night.
Yeah, it did look cute. I regret
it. It was helpful for us as well because we kind of were looking at them
as beacons. Well, it was good for beacons. Yeah. Like they were literally like girls and we're like, okay, I think it's that way.
It's so funny though, because like Lina's saying about, it was so nice to connect with people and whatever, right? But throughout the walk, Lina was like, don't tell me how many miles we've got left. I don't want to hear how long the walk is left. You're not to talk to me for at least a month after we do this walk.
Wow.
Like, don't look at me. Don't think about me. Don't talk to me. Like all the social fun went out the window halfway through that walk.
Where did you guys start feeling it?
I think
physically feeling it.
Physically
or mentally, both.
Mentally as soon as we started. Physically, I would say about 3.5 hours in, I started to just slightly feel bits here and there. And I think that's when we all were. There was the odd comment from some of us like, oh, my back's hurting a bit, my hips are hurting a little bit, or I can feel a blister coming. Like those were the kind of conversations. I think mentally, I would definitely say like do you know what? The last hour especially, I think mentally was starting to get to me because it was like, it felt like that last bit of road was never ending. Yeah. And then when it was the last snack stop, they were like, oh, only 2 left. And in my head, it was 2 kilometers and they were like 2 miles. So in my head, and then I was like, fuck, that's another 40 minutes and we're still not anywhere near. The bit that actually where I was physically done and mentally was finishing the challenge and walking then another 15 minutes to the car. I was done. What? I was so done.
Yeah, me and Mary Claire were like, so we finished the walk and we're like, I don't think we thought this through. Because for some reason, you think you finished and like you're magically going to be where you need to be. And we're like, we still need to fucking walk to get home. Mm-hmm. Like, that's like, that blew my mind.
That was the worst bit. Worst bit.
Just lost it. And we're like walking to the bus stop. Like before then, we'd done 5 hours or whatever, but walking to the bus stop must have been like the mentally hardest thing we've had to do. And it was like a 10-minute walk to like jump on a bus. And it's when you kind of sit down and you've got to get moving again, you're just like, what my legs were screaming. Yeah. But you guys sat for a massage, but you didn't wait.
No, we didn't. When you just want to go home, you just want to get.
You just need to get moving.
I really wanted to get a massage, but I didn't end up getting it. I think where I felt like I was going a bit like mentally and physically a bit crazy is when I asked Alexia to start singing to me. So
I'm glad I was there for that though. Yeah, you need to sing a song.
You need to sing right now. And it really helped me.
It helped me actually too, because it made my mind focus on lyrics rather than movement. And I was actually
Done that for 5 hours. Why didn't we think about this?
Well, I wanted to listen. I did say, I kept telling Lina, come like the last hour, I'm probably going to want to listen to music and not talk. And she was like, no, absolutely not. She was like, you're not.
No, you're going to talk to me.
You have to talk to me. And I was like,
you must entertain me.
And I didn't. I actually think it was for the best in the end, because I think music wise, I still would have been like, I want to stop. I want to stop. I want to stop. I did a gorge walk like in May, and that was 2 hours, and it was horrible because it was just so unsteady, the floor and that. And Anna kept saying to me, your mind will give up before your body. And I kept saying that throughout like the whole time. Like, I know my mind's going to give up before my body will. And I was kind of saying it to the girls. And I was a bit mean as well. Like every time the girls wanted to do a snack stop, I was like, don't sit down. We're going to walk again. Because I knew that if they sat, we would be fucked. And because I felt the same as well. And I didn't want them to get comfortable. And it hurts more to sit and then rest and then get back up again. They were going, for fuck's sake, she's making us move. But Sophie even said after, actually, I'm kind of glad you did that. And I was like, the quicker we get this walk done, the quicker you can sit. It was the better way of looking at it. But
I love the snack stops.
Yeah, it was fun, the snack stops.
The bananas were elite.
Tangerines were banging. Best tangerine I've ever eaten.
I had the best drumsticks.
With 10
juicy.
I really like. Yeah, they were really juicy.
How did the conversation in the car? How was that? At the end of the, was it still going? You were still friends, obviously. You're still like,
that's debatable. No, do you know what it?
I can't even remember. We did talk.
So we did. What happened? What happened was the other reason why we didn't.
Me and her never stopped talking. Me and Alexia.
No, we don't.
Like,
we don't.
Diarrhea. Like if we're in a room for 10 hours, we'll be speaking for 10 hours.
Legit.
Or we're sleeping together.
We are. We nap together a lot. Listen, two things you know about me: I love a talk and I love a nap. But there are my two.
No way.
Very way, as you know. But no, actually, to be fair, the reason why we actually didn't stop for the massages as well is we sat and then I thought, fuck, we're going to need to get up again for starters. And then bless Sophie, because Sophie's so polite as well. Like she's such a sweetheart. She's never someone to ever cause a fuss. And we sat down for a second and Sophie kind of leaned over and was like, are we going to go to the car like soon? And which meant, please fucking get me out of here. That was what she was trying to be polite. And I was like, you know what? She's right. Let's just go. The walking back to the car, no one really spoke to her. Everyone was tired and fucked up because we couldn't find the car either. All of a sudden, we took some random turning, and it was a bit dodge where
very dodge where we parked. It was really dodge.
Once we got in the car, I think we were fine. But there was a lot of conversation around.
We made lots of sexual noises. When
there's a lot of sexual noises getting in. There's a lot of like, very aggressive sexual noises. A lot of the conversation was, fuck, we really underestimated that walk. Like shit, that was a lot harder than we thought. It was that reflection sort of thing. And then actually Sophie and I did talk on the way, because basically Lina drove us up there, but me and Sophie drove to Lina. And then we had Sophie, and then as I was sitting in Lina's car, I was like, fuck, I don't think I can walk and drive. I'm going to have to drive us home. Like, fuck. And Lina was like, do you want to come in? And I was like, no, we need to go. Like, I don't know if I can move. So, no, it was fine. We actually all spoke to each other in that. But what about you? Because obviously you had MC, you say that's her nickname, right?
MC. So we actually went to get something to eat. We were starving. And so we thought, can you imagine we had 5 hours to plan what to do or where to go after the walk, and we didn't we literally planned it as soon as we finished, going, what should we do? Just had fucking 5 hours to like try and make a plan.
Well, that's the last thing on your mind at that point.
Honestly. For the last hour we did try. We were like, let's get some reviews for whatever, like what's going on. She fancied Thai, and a few Thai restaurants around there. Anyway, we ended up going to Clapham. And we got some food. So the chat was all right. The chat was just like, oh my god, I can't believe we have to walk. I can't believe we're doing it. I can't believe we still have to get home. Like, why isn't this over? Like, when it was over, I thought it'd be over, and it's not. I still have to walk. And so we obviously went into to get some food, and the waitress was like, oh, what have you guys been doing, blah blah blah, what's all this about? So obviously we're in our mental health t-shirts, and we're like, oh, we've just done a walk around London. And she's like, oh, great, that sounds amazing, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she came to take our order, and I was checking my steps. And she's like, oh, how many steps did you do then? And I was like, oh, yeah, we've done about, I think at the time, it was like 39 or whatever, 39,000 steps. She's like, oh, well, I do like over 20,000 steps just on a normal day
Oh,
working
fuck
here as a
off.
waitress. And I was like,
Fuck off. No one cares.
cheers,
Fuck
mate.
off.
Do you know what I mean? And it was just like,
Yeah.
great, you know.
Did you raise money for charity? I
Yeah,
don't think
exactly.
so.
1,000 a day. So this, this is
Bitch.
He was just like, oh, that's me on a
this is
normal day,
nice.
babe. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
exactly.
off.
So we did that. And yeah, and I remember, so we split up. So she got in an Uber and I had to walk to the train station to get a train. And it's like a 2-minute walk home. So I was on the phone to Dave and I was like, oh my God, it's going to take me forever. I'm not going to get this train. Love me, feel sorry for me. I was like, oh, I'm here. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough just like getting moving and going again. And yeah, but the chat was fine.
Did anyone's partners feel sorry for them when they came home, or were they just a bit like, on your own, love, like, get to it? Like, what was
Go on, Lina.
No, I had some claps and
Okay.
some cheers. Kavda and Tom went together. And but again, like Tom literally does 20,000 a day. Like,
that-
like
yeah.
light work for him. So 20,000 steps a day.
It's like Dave. He does about the same, 25,000.
Good walker. They were asking me about the route, and I said, in terms of beauty and scenery, like you really get to see parts of London that you know, you don't see every day anymore. Well, I don't see it every day, and the buildings are really beautiful, but it was really busy. It wasn't like the walks that I do in the country. Like I come back like really chilled. I think reflecting now, that was also challenging. So I think that's like mentally, if you're walking, 5 hours and you've been through some like really chaotic situation, you've gone through it. It's also a nice feeling when you think about it that way.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's not like, all right, yeah, the average person, if they do lots of walking around, like, yeah, they probably do 20,000. But this is like 5 hours pretty much straight walking in London, not really stopping. You're not really sitting down and stuff, right? And you're trying to get through. And like London's chaos anyways. And obviously you're adding like a time limit and a distance. It's not like you're walking and you're not aware of like what you're doing and where you're going to. Like this is a case of you are so conscious of I want to try and get done by this time. I want to try and get these steps done out of the way and all that. I kept feeling like a mum, right? Because obviously like I was the one who started the WhatsApp group, and obviously I got Lina in and I got Sophie in, like Becca said she'd join because of me, and then like Robin joined and Claire and that. I kind of felt responsible for everybody, and I wanted to make sure I'd sort of got to see everybody as well, and we hadn't all really lost complete, I didn't want anyone walking on their own and things like that. So there was a lot of times I was like kind of turning around to see where people were and that, and you'd lose someone, you'd be like, oh shit, I'm sure I'll get them back. So it's mentally was quite knackering in that respect. Like there was a lot to take into consideration. Where you say about we do walks and stuff, but like walking in London where it's concrete throughout, like I felt parts of my body hurt that I didn't think would hurt. Like my abs were hurting, for example, and but certain parts of my legs and ankles are where like just that constant like impact on the ground and shit too. I get when people say, "Yo, I do that so steps in a day." It's like, yeah, but this is on a totally different level, and you don't want to let people down either because people sponsored for us. By the way, guys, we made £850 in total for like 860 even. Yeah. And we still got a couple of donations I'm being told are still coming in. So we did, and you don't want to let those people down as well. And obviously for the charity, Lina was like, "Do we have to walk to like the finish line? Could we not just walk back to the car once we get there?" And I was like, "Nah, bros, we want
I want my medal." Yeah,
and like we want to get cheered.
My son saw my medal and he was like, "Wow, this is heavy." And I was like, "Yeah, it's good actually." And the club scene energy at the end was really vibey. I did no,
that was cool. Clearly they had done the walk.
That group definitely
they were hired.
I really like the staff, the
challenge something. They're called Challenge Central, I think they are.
Yeah, they were really lovely.
Yeah.
And also the Mental Health UK team. They were all really lovely.
Yeah, really nice. What about you, Lynette? Did Dave, like, was he helpful? Was he like looking after you the next day?
Not the next day. He was like, "Come on now." You've been
milking it.
Yeah, you've been on a walk. Like when I got back, I think I got back around, it must have been about just before midnight. And usually if I'm like out on a night out, whatever, he's already fallen asleep by that time. But he was like up and he was awake and he was waiting for me to get back, which was really nice. And he's like, "Well done." When I think I was struggling just as we turned the bridge, I could really feel it. Oh no, it was the last hour. It was the last hour when it was like dark and we'd lost people. I was like, "I'm really struggling here." And he sent me a video of the kids going, "Go on, mum!"
Oh,
And then, so
that's
that
so
was really
sweet.
nice. So we had that, and then he was like, because I said about, oh, I need to charge my headphones because I'll probably end up listening to some podcasts, and Lex is gonna put some music on or whatever, and she's gonna put her headphones on, and so we might not, just And then he was like, so did you? Because he was like, what are you talking about? You're with people, like to Lina's point.
Yeah,
you're physically
suppose so.
with people, like you're gonna be talking to people, and you're gonna be catching up. You're not gonna need your headphones. And so I got back, and he was like, so did you use your headphones? And I was like, nah. And he was like, see, I told you. And he said, so basically, what you're telling me is you're with a group of girls and you've walked around London for 5 hours. You've basically just done a round of golf. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Bloody cheek.
Literally.
How dare you?
How dare he? He made it sound like a walk in the park. Bastard.
It's like that's what I do with the boys on it, like every other month or whatever. I'll walk round the golf course. It takes us 5 hours, and we chew the fat.
It's not the same. It's not the
Right?
same at all. Get them to do the bloody walk. All right, so 2025 we get the blokes to do the walk instead of us not do it, and then see how
would
they
do it as well. Like he was ready. So MC was like messaging me 2 weeks before. She's like, my ankle hurts. So Dave's like, if she pulls out, like find out how much it's going to cost to change the name of her thing, her membership over to him, and he will do it. And he was always saying he was going to do it. And yeah, so he said it. I think he said he would. He said, yeah, I can do it. It's just like golf, isn't it? But whatever.
Yes, no. I mean, yeah, it's a kind of a different, obviously, vibe. It's not a peaceful walk around a park, essentially. It's or a golf course. It's a very different atmosphere.
You're not stopping to like swing a club, right? You've got
exactly.
Yeah.
No, I thought I was going to be in a lot more pain. Like the next day, I was stiff. Like if I got up or sat down, like I definitely felt it. And I was hobbling around a little bit. But come like Monday, it was like actually perfect. I felt fine. Like it's like I hadn't even. It was almost a bit like fuck. I don't feel anything. That's really odd. Yeah. And I know from like years ago when I'd done the breast cancer one, I was obviously in a different weight, different fitness state, all that stuff. And I definitely owe going to the gym for the last year, especially and training on leg stuff for sure. Really, I think helped with that healing. So like Ricky was looking after me, but I was milking it a bit because he was looking after me. And I was like, oh, could you just make me a coffee? And, oh, could you just pass me that drink over there and stuff? Like I was taking a piss mix, so I thought, fuck it. Yeah. And so Sophie and I came back, and like Rick and like Sophie's husband, our best mate, said that's how we know each other. And the boys were just like not fussed about us whatsoever. We were like, the fuck? Like they just saw it as in like, what did you do? Like Rick was like, how was it? Are you all right? Kind of, and then that was it. Like it was just so I made sure I milked it extra hard on the next day, so he really felt sorry for me.
You've been on a walk. Yeah,
I've been on a walk. Like,
I
raised 860 quid with my friends. What did you do? Like fuck all. But yeah, exactly, bastards. But would you guys like? No, I'm not saying we're doing it. If someone said do the next one next year, would you do it again?
You're gonna think I'm crazy. So I posted on Instagram, and my friend was like, "Oh, how was it?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Do you know what? It was really good. Struggled towards the end. You should come next time or whatever." Oh no, she said she's always wanted to do something like that, like a glow walk or a like night walk or whatever. And then so she's actually running the marathon.
Oh wow.
So she's like, I've got to get this out of the way first. And I was like, cool. And then I stupidly said, we could just do it for fun. Like you could just like go, you could do a walk around the bridges, right, and do it for fun. And even me and Mary Claire were just like, oh, in the summer one day we should do this again. Not for Mental Health UK, not for, I mean, if it was to sign up for a charity, then yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, I'd be up for it. To answer your question, I would do it.
Yeah,
next year, in a heartbeat. Like Lina? There isn't anything that's put me off.
We could do something else as well. I don't mind. I don't think I'm ready for marathon, but
no.
My cousin signed up for marathon.
Yeah, I saw that she signed up, and she did a story saying, I must be mad, I've just gonna sign up for a marathon. I think she got like 25 weeks or something to like train by. And I said to her, you'll do it. Like, don't worry, you'll be fine. Because I was like kind of geared her up. But I said, if you go on Chat GPT as well, by the way, and actually say, like, I've got 25 weeks to help, I need help training. I was like, it will set up a whole schedule for you. And she was like, oh, amazing. That'll be really good. But that's the one thing I just don't think I could do. But fair play to her. It's amazing.
Definitely walk it. But that's a whole different level of like training.
Yeah,
definitely. I'm on next year. Why not? Like you say, we could we could always set challenges that, we could do outside of charity stuff or do it for charity, whatever.
Yeah, actually, when I was training for this one of the girls from Thrive actually messaged me, and I think there's one in December, but it's only like for 10K. And she was a bit like, should we do this one as well? And I was like, oh, should I say yes straight away? Like, because I've literally just finished this one. I don't know, because in my head, I was a bit like, I'll see nearer the time. But I feel like nearer the time, I probably will be like, yeah, maybe I'll do it in that as well. But there's definitely things which I was going to ask you guys. I think the two questions I have is, what was your highs and lows throughout the walk? And then the second thing is, if you were to do it all over again, what would you do differently? So I guess let's go highs and lows first.
I think my highs and lows are going to be the same. I think my high was obviously like just completing it. I think getting to the end, hearing that music and seeing the purple arch and all of that, and knowing that, fuck, we've just walked, like we've just finished like a 5-hour walk or 20 kilometer walk. And the low was at the end as well, when you're standing in the middle of this park, like when we finally walked away from the crowd and the club scene, and you're like in the middle of this park in pitch black. Just like, and you're just like, what are we
scared.
doing? I'm scared now. Like, you're not part of a mob anymore, right? You're just kind of like,
on your own with this medal.
Exactly. And like, you're not part of a group. Like, no one's telling you where to go. Like, you've literally got to fend for yourself now. And it's like, how the fuck do we get out of here? And why are we still trying to walk places? What's wrong with us? And I think that was kind of the low. Not low, but it was a bit like, I was a bit lost, I would say, at the end. Yeah. You're kind of like it's kind of like a little bit of a come down, isn't it? Where you're so energized, and you're kind of really pushing to finish it, and then it is all a bit, like you said, a bit anticlimactic. But yeah, it's great that we've done it. But you are like physically stood in you need to get home, and you're physically stood in just pitch black going, what the fuck am I doing with my life now? Like, now what? Tell me. Yeah.
Lina tried to get we were walking back and it was pitch black and our feet were killing us and we were still in the park, and this policeman drove by slowly, and Lina was like, please give us a lift. He was just like, no.
Did you ask him?
You know what was really funny? I didn't even know they were feds. So I just, can you give us a lift? And I was like, oh, they're police officers. Perfect. And they were like, no, sorry, we can't.
Damn
Take
it.
us out of the park. It's too dark.
It was so dark.
My high was literally going under that little glowy. And my lows were when I asked Alexia to sing for me, because I was like, my feet are throbbing.
Yeah. And I thought because you meant because I was singing.
It probably doesn't entertain me right now. I'm going to lose my shit. So
please sing for me.
Yeah. For the love of God.
It was Aaliyah, wasn't it, that you came out with?
I can't remember.
I can't even remember. Do you know, when someone says to me sing a song, my brain goes blank because I could try and think of like, what am I going to sing?
And
what, like,
Fresh Prince came out.
I thought I'd jazz it up a little bit. I have to say, one of the random highs, which is like nothing to do with the walk whatsoever, but it just made me laugh so much, is so Robin had done like a recce of the walk before we had done it, which was about a week before. And she had like worked out sort of the route, where those toilets especially. And as we were walking, she was like, okay, there's a pub coming up nearby and there's a toilet there if you want to go in. And I was like, okay, cool, brilliant. So Becca, I think it was a couple of us. Oh, and Taryn, bless her as well, was with us too. And then, so it was like me, Becca, Tara and Claire and all that, like trying to get in. And there was like one toilet downstairs because the other one was blocked. And then there was like a few upstairs. Some of the girls went upstairs, but me and Becca were already in the queue. As we're standing in the queue, the doors open still with like the actual like bar area, and Becca's like giggling to herself, and I like looked at her and she was like, oh my God, there's like this group of women that is just completely drunk at that table, and one of the women is like passed out. And I went to look thinking it wasn't that bad, and she was sitting upright like this. Like that, right? And because I wasn't expecting it, when I started laughing. We were proper cracking up because the whole table just had literally ignored her, like that's their mate, and it's like clearly she must do this on the regular, but they just carried on chatting as if she wasn't like nearly dead to the world. Like it was just God. Like such a weird reaction. And Becca and I just got the giggles, and I really wanted to take a photo to show you guys, but obviously I didn't, well, because I was being a bit respectful. But it was just the thing of just the ongoing joke of like, oh, she probably just does all the time. And we're like, oh, that's just typical Michelle on a Saturday night. You know, that's what she usually does. Like, but amazing. It was just like a really like stupid, like funny moment. But I think because we were just getting tired and all that stuff, I also, one of the other moments I did giggle at was we'd started walking, and I think it was about 20 minutes in, and Lynette was like, God, are we still in the park? And I was like, yes.
That park bit was just like,
That
oh
was
my
That was
God.
long. Yeah.
But yeah, my highs were things like that. Obviously, the obvious ones is passing and finishing and stuff and all that. I nearly cried. I got a bit like emotional near the ending because it's just all the mental side of it. But then I was like,
Yeah.
no, this is a good thing. Like, it's
Nice.
great.
Yeah.
And like I said, the low was walking to that fucking car after. was
Yeah.
just the longest walk
Yeah,
ever.
because Alexia knows how scared I am of dogs or just all animals in general. And there was a group of guys, and they had these two dogs. One of them, I don't know what an XL bully looks like, but it looked like one of those.
Big
And
old
I
doggy.
just like every man for himself. I just walked so fast. Like, you two need to hurry the fuck up because I will run. They were on leads, thank God. But then it took us some random like estate, and I know estates in my area. I don't know. I don't like walking in estates that are not my area.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
these
100%.
like people on bikes, just like everyone just looked really sinister because I didn't know
It
that.
was- It's but it's because it was like dead, and then all of a sudden someone would
Yeah.
randomly cycle past and like and slowly cycle past, and you're a bit like, it's 3 women late at night walking on the Jack Jones. Like naturally, you're a bit kind of, and it's a bit intimidating. But like you said, especially when it's not your area. And we were like, if they mug us, just let them. We were like, there's nothing we can't fight. We can't run away. We're not good. Just take it and go. Like, you know what you need to do. As well, like when we got to the car, I was literally like standing outside but like bent over in the seat because I just needed to like move my back. And I was like, I don't even think I can get in the car. I was like, oh, my back, like honestly. All the pain started to kick in. It was but yeah, there was a lot of sexual noises coming from the neighborhood. Must be like, what the fuck's going on? Like those 3 women outside. But no, it was really good. What tip would you like, what would you do differently, or what would you recommend to somebody who's going to do a walk like this? Like, what's the advice?
I think set yourself up with a good group of people. Looking back, I can't remember who said it, if it was one of you, if it was MC, that said I couldn't have done it on my own. I don't think I could have done it on my own, or I think it would have seemed a lot longer. Even if you're like listening to podcasts and stuff like that, or you set yourself up with like 5 hours of podcasts or whatever, or music, I think it would have been a lot tougher mentally.
Yeah, I'd agree. 100% agree that I felt like, and I was saying to Sophie, I feel like I'm going to have to code switch between each person because I know you from work, and I know Lina for a really long time, and I know Sophie through like Ricky, and and some of the girls I know them and they don't know me, and so it was just like, oh God, I hope I put a right group of people together and everyone's going to get on. But everyone did, and everyone was checking in with each other, and I thought that was so nice. Like, I heard people going like, how are you getting on, how are you doing, and like, making sure that people weren't getting left behind, and I loved that. So I definitely agree with the whole making sure you surround yourself with the right people, because we all pushed each other. Lina, what about you?
I don't know if I'd do anything differently, but yeah, I think the same thing. It's like good vibes people, be open to getting to know people that you know have never met before, and sounds really cheesy, but just like mentally telling yourself you can do it, I do think you get into your head a little bit, especially in those like shitty times where you are tired and you are just wanting something to be done. But yeah, I don't know if I'd do anything differently.
Would you park closer?
that park, but when it's like, I wouldn't park in a, I don't know if I'd use just park somebody's parkway, because I booked somebody's parkway, not parkway, garage or
car park,
park. And I don't know if I'd do that again.
Now a good time to tell you guys you could have parked in the park?
What? No one said that. I didn't know that was a thing.
I was saying to MC, I was like, I think they've parked in someone's driveway, but I really don't want to like ruin their vibe and like let them know there's actually a car park inside the park.
Mother,
I would use it to be there.
It didn't occur to me at all that it was a car park that you could, like, I didn't even think there was a car park. I just assumed it was a park and that was it. I learnt my lesson from when I did my last one, that like, when you finish or when you try and get there, like that getting there alone and that getting home is the worst fucking bit of it, because you don't want to walk too much, you're tired either way. And when I did the other one, we didn't finish till really late at night, and there was no cabs or anything to take us back to the station, and we were it was like we had to wait a long while, and it was really cold, it had been raining. So I knew from that I was like, we are going to drive up there if we can do it. And Lina agreed, and I was like, brilliant. But it never occurred to me that there was like parking for that. I just assumed that because it's Battersea and it's London, it was going to be really hard to park. So we ended up looking on Just Park for the app, and then we found like the closest one and the cheapest one, because some of them were like 30-40 quid to park in, and we were like, fuck that for a laugh.
Great, it was 12 quid. But yeah, no, I didn't know you could park it. That's
there was no way I was going to kill your vibe like on
Saturday.
It was like, I don't know if I should tell them that Dave's literally
at least
just parked
now
there.
we know. At least now we know. Fuck. God damn it.
Yeah, that's what I'll do differently. Park in Battersea Park.
Actually, Lina's a good guest to have on here, because there was a point, I can't remember where we were, it may have been like Houses of Parliament at that time, or we were like halfway. And then it was really nice. It just felt like, so how you guys doing? And then you took some time to like get to know us, and it was really nice to chat with you and like to get to know you as well. And yeah, it was like, you know, you were all part of one group and one family and all of that sort of stuff. So no, that was really, really lovely.
Definitely. Like, I mean, I would have loved to have any of the girls on here talking about doing it. Yeah. I know Lina she listens to the podcast and she gets us and that, and like first person to ask, I was like, you need to come on it and like talk about the experience and that, because I think you and Sophie were the ones like Lynette, every time I turn around, like 1 minute you're behind me and the next minute I would turn around again and we'd lost each other. And at one point I thought you completely overtook us and you hadn't. And I was like, oh, shit. Because I went to the loo and came out and I was like, because I did say going into the toilet, if anyone sees Lynette, just let her know, like, we've gone in here. And I came out and everyone was like, no, we didn't see her. So I was like, she must have gone past, like she must have like really overtaken us. And then we popped into her and you were like, no, bro, I've been behind you the whole time. I was like, oh.
Because we paid for the toilet. You went further up to the pub, so we stopped and paid, and then we stopped to have our snacks and stuff as well. And I was like, and I was saying to him, I know Lex didn't really want to stop, so I think she's probably just got oranges and bananas and snacks and just gone ahead because she didn't want to stop
juicy
for too
tangerines.
Long. Some juicy tangerines, yeah.
Juicy.
So I think that's why, and I knew at some point I'd probably see, but there was a point where we were probably at London Bridge and I was ready to call you because actually like there's not much time left now, or there was a couple of hours I really want to find out, and at the point where I was going to call you, then that's when we kind of saw each other and stuff. So
that's the one thing that I actually, when we were walking, I clocked and thought we didn't plan is what happens if we break up? Are we all meeting each other at the ending? Are we walking together? Like that was the one thing walking through. I thought, fuck, I didn't actually think about that at all, like how we were going to sort of finish. And especially when I ran the girls and when we got lost and some of them were like, yeah, we finished. We're like, oh, they've gone. Like they'd already finished. And I don't blame them at all. Like I probably would have done the exact same thing. But like I knew with you, obviously, because we had agreed to do this together, that I was like, well, I want to obviously definitely, at least with Lynette, because like, you know, that was the whole point of it. So I'm so glad that we were all together like near the ending of it.
Do you know what was one of the funniest moments for me? This guy sped past us, right? Like literally, and he was almost at the finishing line. He was the second group. So we walked 5 hours.
He'd run it.
And this guy clearly run it, right? So he walks past us and he's like, I'm like cohort 2 and I'm just finishing. And then we're still trying to find the finishing line, and he walks past us with his medal. And I'm like,
5 minutes later.
Literally, no, not even 5 minutes. Like we had about 20 minutes left.
Like he wasn't slowing down. He was going. Like he was going. He was running off. Like he was like, yeah. I was just part of cohort 2. Yeah.
I feel like that was a practical joke on us because it was really I felt like he just communicated with us as the group just to
tell us that we were like slow. I have him on video when he's running past us as well because I was filming at that point too, and because we were like, oh shit, like if that's wave 2, then we're like really behind because we thought, oh my god, they're catching us up because. Yeah, he was really fast. So for those who don't know, it's 2 waves. So the first wave leaves at 4, and I think the second wave leaves at like 6 or 5, 6, something like that. And he was wave 2, and he was number 1 at wave 2. And obviously we were like, oh shit. He's like, no, I'm wave 2. Don't worry. And we were like, okay, that's worrying. He's like, no, but we ran it. Yeah, we were worried. We were very concerned. We were like, oh god, they're all going to start catching us up. Like shit. But yeah, I just remember he ran in. And a couple of minutes later, he was running back out with his medal. We were like, mother.
We still hadn't made it to the end.
We were still lost.
We were still lost. Like, still had our Google Maps out.
Mate.
And like, London smells of weed, right? Just like generally.
Oh, yeah.
Just we were walking past Scotland Yard, going, "No way is that weed coming out of Scotland Yard?" Like it was the strongest from there.
It's all
That
their stash they've taken away with people.
This is it. That's what I said. But that's one of the things I remember from the walk as well was just like, oh my God, London really stinks.
I found it like nice, but also kind of weird with some people. Like some people just randomly high five you. We had someone high five as we walked past and was like, well done, like that's really good. And then some woman, like, I kind of went into like work mode. This woman was like, what is it you're doing? And I was like, well, basically, we are walking for men. I was like, I was like, why did you code switch?
Hello, is this on? Hello, yeah.
Like that. She kind of threw me because I told her, she's still sort of looking at me like, and I was like, I don't know what else you want me to say to you. I was like, we're walking for like mental health UK. It's a walk called Glow and we're doing 20 kilometers. And she was like, okay. And then I think she said something like, why? And I was like, because it's majority. I don't know why. I'm asking myself that question right now. Why am I doing this?
Why am I doing this?
Why am I doing this? I don't know. Like, honestly, but it was just really random. Like, I felt like I had to really like justify myself as to why we were doing this walk.
And did she give you a high five?
No, she just went, okay. And then she kind of walked off and then came back again and said, thank, I think, because I think we were waiting for one of you guys. We'd sort of like walked, but we were stopping. And she just said, oh, thank you for letting me know or something. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, but it just felt like a very awkward encounter. Like it wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't like oh, that's really good. Well done sort of thing. She just went, okay, why? And I was like, yeah, why? I don't know what. I was like, I don't know.
Oh, darling.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
I was hoping to see more like funny stuff along the way of London, like on the route, but
of moments. I think because we were in like the
I remember
fancy areas.
Smell. Do you remember that smell of that?
Oh yeah,
It
was by the sea. It was by like the Thames bit, and we'd gone by to like this we'd gone by like this under bridge bit. Yeah, and it was like an opening and then all of a sudden we were talking and be like, oh my God, what the fuck is that smell? Like, I was like, what the hell? It was gag. It was so gag.
What was it? It smelled like shit.
I hope it wasn't.
I think it was.
It was. It must have been.
It was. Yeah, it was really weird. And then also when we were walking through the protest bit, I kind of wasn't paying attention where I was walking and I smacked into the police officer. Like I hit into like his handcuffs and shit. And he sort of looked at, I thought I got scared because I thought if he thinks I'm trying to attack him, fucked. Like, I was like, I'm really sorry, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, you're all right.
I thought you were going to attack him.
I got really scared because like I proper walked. You got to remember, tensions were high. There's this massive protest going on the bridge, right? They'd cut the road off and everything. And it was all a bit crazy. All it takes is for one person to act a fool for 1 second and all shit breaks out, right? And like I just bumped into him, but all I felt was I hit into his handcuffs and shit. So obviously naturally he looked down and I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm gonna get arrested doing this fucking walk. Like, oh my God, this is it. This is how I go down. Also, Lina was so in love with Big Ben. Like she was so excited to see Big Ben, and she was just saying it's the sexiest clock she is ever
listen, I don't know what it is about Big Ben, but it's just such a sexy thing to look at. But Alexia, your jokes.
Is it like the phallic
10
shape?
Oh yeah, we were coming up with very inappropriate jokes for the Big Ben. I can't say because we'll get cancelled for definite, but I'll tell you at work at some point.
Would you want to hear something really geeky though, Lina? Like Big Ben's actually the bell, not the clock.
Ding dong.
Yeah, she loves the bell.
She wants to get that ding and dong.
You can't unsee it. Trust me.
Ding and dong and tick and tock.
With that intent, and you can't unsee it.
Even Robin was getting in on it as well, and Robin was like cracking up too. And then Robin was like, "My friends walked up it, and it's like 300 steps and all." She was like telling us all about it. Like,
yeah,
so
she was
cute.
like, it's harder. Her friend was so gassed to go and walk up Big Ben.
Yeah,
she was like, it's harder than harder to get than Glastonbury tickets.
Oh really?
Yeah, apparently so. But she was saying, yeah, it's like 300 and something steps, and her friend's got, I think she's got Emmy, if I remember rightly. And she was worried about doing it, but she did it. But they're saying it's in like bits. You walk like 50 steps, take a break, and then you do another 50 steps and whatever. But yeah, it was just so funny because like Lina was getting really excited about that. And then at one point, I can't remember what happened, but like we were walking past people, and I don't know, someone was a bit dodgy or something. And Robin was like, all these roadmen or something like that. But she said it in such a posh way. We were like cracking up. All these roadmen.
Oh, no, I think some drunk guy got arrested or something.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And I'm very nosy, so I really wanted to look at what was going on, but the blue lights that were flashing, I just couldn't like focus on like what was going on.
That was at Big Ben, right? Where there were like vans, all the vans and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that was for the protest. Was something going on?
No, I think it was something else.
I think it was for one guy, and they kept on telling me to calm down. I think he was drunk, but I couldn't. I'm always that kind of person that just literally watches what goes on.
That's just reminded me, there was also some other shit going down when we were walking. Where were we? Yeah, we were walking. I can't remember. We were coming up near to the bridge nearly, I think, where one of the, and there was some guy outside the club and he was going fucking ape shit. And he was so angry. And you know me, and I couldn't see because I didn't take my glasses with me and I'm really short-sighted as well. Like, I was a bit like, no, I did take them, but I wasn't wearing them at the time. I gave them to Sophie because I didn't want to carry them. And I was like, all I can hear is shouting. I've got no idea what's happening. And I was getting a bit scared because I was like, if there's a fight and again, I can't walk too fast. I can't move. I'm going to get beaten up. I can't run. I'm going to get beaten up. Like, but yeah, there was some random guy kicking off outside a club and he was like effing and blinding. So that was fun as well. But yeah, there was just loads of little like random moments that you sort of not expecting on the walk, but just really fun. I didn't expect like Lina to get turned on by a fucking clock, for example. Like it just wasn't part of my things of we'd be chatting about on the walk.
You things about me every day, don't you?
I do. Some of them I don't want to learn, and I'd love to unlearn them very soon. But I know
of time. She's
very conscious of time. Lynette eats at like 10 o'clock at night, so this is dinner time coming up for her, so I just want to check to see she ain't starving hungry as well. I was really gutted because like Rick's mum and dad came around earlier and they all got Chinese, and obviously I have celiac and I couldn't really risk it, and I didn't. So I had really boring. I had like chicken sausages, a jacket potato with a bit of cheese and some mushrooms. I was like, that I'll just call it a day. That's it. That's my dinner for the evening. Do you know what? You could just whack anything into a jacket potato and it would still taste good. It's potato.
It's
can't go wrong.
British thing though, because like I've seen people on TikTok, like Americans be like, English people eating. It's like, what do you mean? Like jacket potatoes are the best thing ever.
Like people abroad think it's weird that we do beans on toast, but it's delicious, and it's just, and a little bit of cheese or Worcester sauce on it as well. Like it's banging. But do you know what though? With that, like you know, like every country has got like a dish. That's their dish. That's their main sort of dish, or they've got like meals and whatever. When I think about the UK, I'm like, apart from like a roast dinner, like or maybe like toad and holes, we don't have like but it's like, do you not find because I think because the UK is so multicultural, like we take food from everywhere and we sort of make it into like we sort of put our own spin on it and stuff. When I think about food over here, it's never like there's not like famous British places to go and eat apart from maybe like a Toby Carvery, which is like the shittest one, for example, right? But like,
do you know what? Wait a minute.
It used to be good. Let me just
funny
caveat
you
that.
say that. So I had my cousins from the States were here like back in July, and they arrived, I think it was like a Tuesday morning or whatever, and I said to Dave, I'm going to go and meet them. They stayed somewhere near Windsor. I was like, I'm going to go and meet them. I'm going to take them for lunch. And my cousin was like, yeah, we're not going to sleep. You know, we're going to go head straight out. Where's good to eat? And I was like, like you're saying now, like I was thinking, what's like a British thing that they could have? I said to Dave, I think I'm just going to take them to Toby Carvery. He was like, why? Because all you can eat, like roast stuff. And he was like, God, like, come on now. Like, there's so many more better places to eat. Anyway, I didn't listen, and I took them. Toby Carvery on a Tuesday lunchtime. There's some questionable people. That's it. So I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not gonna say more than that, but there are some questionable people. And I mean, I don't think my cousin was impressed really with the food.
I mean, if I had family come over and they were like, "Where's the place to eat?" I wouldn't think about taking them to Toby Carvery, but you know, but then also, you're right. It's good for like a roast. It's a quick roasting. They've never had one.
I know a really good roast place, but we got afternoon tea, high tea.
Yeah, I suppose like we've got like pine chips. What was it like toad in the hole?
Oh, jellied eel and
Jelly
Is
deal.
that a thing?
There's-
Never
it's
had
fra-
it. Never had it.
Never had it either. We should try. I feel like we should do that as like a shits and gigs thing. Just try it
Yeah.
randomly one day and just do it.
I
But like,
used to think that jelly deal was the green stuff, and that's not. That's liquor.
No, thank you.
oh, because people do that as well. The liquor in the
Yeah.
pie and mash and stuff
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, I've never had that. I don't know what that tastes like, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like the UK, like, if you would say, "Oh, go for good food out here," you'd go something that wasn't necessarily a British like
Toby
meal.
Carvery.
Yeah. Do you know what I say that Rick and my well, we weren't meant to. Rick and my first date was actually at a Toby Carvery together. Like we were meant to, right. So let me just put it out there. That's not the reason why I thought they were shit. No, it basically we went on a date. And on the first date, I'd chosen a pub that I really like going to, and there's one in Barnet, and it's called The Gate, and it's a really nice pub. And but that was the first time I met him, and he picked me up from the station, and I got in the car, and then I thought, I'm fucking mad. I don't even know who this guy is, and I've just got in a car with him, and so I was like, so we went to drive to this place. And I went, oh, we could just go here, which was literally the Toby Carvery. It was the first thing I saw, and he was like, okay, yeah, cool, we'll go there, and then that was it. So we ended up having a date at a Toby Carvery, which is not the most romantic place to go, but it did what it needed to do.
Does
We were
the
fed.
job.
Like,
Yeah,
it did the
does the
job.
job.
Like, for a first date, it was perfect. I just feel like food nowadays
It's
is
the
not what it
chain
was.
stuff, isn't it? The chain stuff. It's so hard to like find a nice, quaint little home cooked place. Do you know what I mean? It's like if it's not
Yeah.
at home, really what we're after is like home cooked food, not at home, like that.
Yeah.
That all authentic,
You don't
whatever
have to
cuisine
stop
it is.
and clean.
Yeah.
You just
I
want
would say best place for that, which is not here, is Northern Ireland. Oh my God, the food in Northern Ireland is proper like home cooked, good, wholesome food. Forget being on diets or watching what you eat when you go over there. It's like everything is it's rich, creamy, fried, or like just like proper like homemade kind of like roast style. It's delicious. Like I enjoyed myself very much when I went over there. Like the food is so good. But yeah, over here it's like I was just trying to work out places that you go and eat over here, and I was like, yeah, it's not really like we don't have like a good we don't have a chain that would say it's like a British chain that we're like, yeah, that place is absolutely banging. Unless I've missed one and someone's gonna correct us very quickly after we come off this podcast. But yeah.
Can I ask a rude question?
Go on.
How old are you?
Me? I am 21. No, I'm joking. I'm 40. 40.
You're 40.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said 40.
What would you
I wouldn't have
say?
said 21. Get fucked, 21. No.
Because I was going to say about the 40 before, not 40 before 40, things to do before you're 40.
When I heard the last podcast and Alexia was like, I want to do 40 things before I'm 40, I was like, that's a really good idea. I actually think people should live their lives a little bit more like that to set themselves like things to do, because I think life really takes like just day-to-day life just takes over fun and like things for you to like, you know, enjoy.
Definitely.
I'm constantly addicted to a dopamine hit, unfortunately. So for me, it's like I always need to find something to do, and then I moan or I get really tired and fatigued. I'm like, oh, I have too many things on. But like, I mean, like, I know we've had this conversation. I don't have children, so I choose to spend my money in other places, which is exciting things I can try and do with my life, which is not work and not the gym. As much as I love spending time with my family as well, I'm always like, oh, actually, what else could I be doing? So the 40 things for 40, Lina, technically you could still do it, right? Because it could be like your whole year of 40, and obviously I'm 40 next year, so and you only turned 40 in June. So
What
like,
day?
oh shit, you told me as well.
Yes, I did.
Hang on. Hang on.
Hold on. How long have you been
I'll give you
friends?
£5 if you
Hang
remember.
on. Hang on.
Whoa.
No, hold on.
So much. Yeah.
Lina doesn't
Absolutely.
ever remember my birthday either. Just a
1st
heads
of
up.
November.
Thank you. That's how a real friend does it, yeah.
November is when it's your birthday.
No, you said, what did you say? 16th of November when we were walking. You're like 16th,
Yeah,
and
just
then
get
I was
rid
like,
of
no.
6. It's
You
cool.
guys have been friends for like 20
I know.
years.
It's
Are
disgusting.
you 28th of June?
Oh,
Please
shit.
don't say.
I need
Yay!
to
She's just looked it up.
In
She's
your
looking at her
face.
phone. She's
So, do you know what's really awkward? I have to do this every year. So we basically, I will mess. So I've got like a family WhatsApp group, And then I'll message Harris in that one, obviously. And then because I know all our friends have blatantly fucking forgotten, I'll then message in that one and be like, happy birthday, Harris, to kind of like remind everybody else
that's
it's
sweet.
his birthday. So, and I was like, oh, hey, Harry, you never forgot your birthday. Like, so that's why. But yeah, no, Lena and I always forget each other's birthday. We know the month, we just never remember the date. It's terrible.
Ouch.
And then
But when I was on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, it would show me,
easier.
it'd show me when's
Yeah.
people's birthdays, so I wouldn't feel bad. But I don't.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? It's like what you were saying about this whole digital. It's like, why do you need to remember phone numbers and things like that? Because like Facebook will remind you when someone's birthday is, and if they don't, it's because you're not friends with them on Facebook. So
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
Facebook
Or-
is the one.
That was it. Or at the walk, they're asking you to write like your emergency number down, and like I saw some people like checking their phones. I'm like, do you not know like your emergency contact number?
Crazy. Like, your brain, the
course not.
part of our brain that we used to use,
Yeah.
just not there anymore. Like I literally cannot be bothered to use parts of my brain that I used to do. Like when I used to drive around, I knew London without sat nav because sat navs were expensive. Like if you got a top on, you'd be sharing it with like 15 other family members.
It's true.
Like genuinely.
It's true.
So, but now it's like, it's my phone.
It's
It's
on your phone. Yeah.
So like your brain is just you're not using anything. Like I used to be like a taxi driver. Okay, not as not as them, but like I used to know all of the roads in London.
Oh, I've
But
never
I
had
still-
bearings.
I still no the location actually I'm now like if I don't use sat nav if I somewhere I've only been a couple of times I still need the sat nav, but I still remember like random information that I don't fucking need anymore, right? So I still remember like my first ever mobile phone number. Who the fuck needs that? But that's still embedded in my brain. Like,
Remember that? I don't know.
yeah, I still remember my first number. I still remember my grandma's number, like house number, but like obviously she passed away. My aunties don't live there anymore, so that's completely pointless now. And then like I keep saying to Ricky, remind me what your mobile number is, and I still don't remember it. So the only person's number I remember off by heart is my mum's. And if my mum isn't around, I'm fucked. I will not be able to ring anybody else in emergency.
Yeah, no, I know my dad.
Help me.
I know my dad's and Caddo's. I don't know my mum's. I don't know anyone else. I know my old house phone number.
Pointless information that we can't seem to forget. Ask me the lyrics to like most songs. I will know it off by heart. Tell me like who you ring in an emergency and what's their number. I'm dying. There's
like you have to remember that stuff though. It is important because the less brain that you use, the bad. It's not good. It's really really bad.
The less brain you use, bad.
Yeah. I can't even speak. Hear that?
Point. Case and point.
That's the advert for right there as to why you shouldn't use your phone too much.
Yeah.
You are literally the spokesperson of don't use social media and
don't use your phone so much. Yeah.
Because bad.
Don't use phone. Bad.
Bad.
Very bad.
You know use phone bad.
Do you need to chat GPT it or like?
Yeah, mate. My life is chat GPT.
I need
honestly,
to tell you how much I use chat GPT.
You do? Do you?
I use chat GPT.
Yeah.
I can't.
There's no brain power for it. There's just no brain. Like,
So
why
bad.
do I need to think this? Look, there's a robot to do it for me. I don't need to.
Bad though, it's really bad. I've been worrying about robots coming to kill us for years.
Yeah.
But I'm very scared that we're gonna get killed by robots in about 5 years.
I do say thank you to ChatGPT every now and then. I'm always like, thank you so much because I'm so scared of.
Do you?
This is gonna turn on me.
Yeah, scared I'm gonna get turned on. Yeah, literally. You didn't say thank you, bitch. Like you're
Watch. I'm
So-
such a bitch to Alexa. Like I really like. She's my enemy, Alexa. I don't like her.
But you know how sometimes I feel like so condescending to, like it's like ChatGPT, can you help me put this together? And then it comes up with something wring and I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. Can you?
What about this?
Get it right.
Yeah,
Fucking
get it
idiot.
right. What are you talking about?
Idiot, that's not what I meant. I think I know better than ChatGPT apparently, but I don't.
Love it.
Right, so the thing I was going to ask you guys, I was doing a little bit of social media. It came up with a thing of like, here are like examples of things people feel that in their late 30s, like they feel too old for, or it isn't important to them anymore. And I thought that's a good one because I wanted to ask some, because I feel like some of them is bullshit, but it could just be me. But I'm going to give you a couple of examples of things that people have said that in their late 30s, they don't give a shit about anymore, or they feel too old for. And I want to see what your reactions are. So give me a number between 1 and 20, Lena, and then I'll give you an example.
19.
19. So apparently people are too old, like when they're in their 30s, to be sharing a hotel room on trips,
No,
right?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. I don't think so. Depends on who it is with. Like if it's with a work colleague, I wouldn't want
Oh yeah,
to.
bun that. Apart
No,
from
no.
Lynette, obviously. Apart from Lynette, we're friends now. We're
Bunda.
not work. We're
Yeah.
no longer work
Or
colleagues. We're
like
friends.
it depends though, because if it's somebody snory, I don't think I would.
Do you know what? It's hard. I go on a lot of like
One
trips with
bed or
like
two
friends.
beds? Like
This is the thing,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, twin.
I don't mind going on trips with like friends, and I'm happily share a room. It would I be happy if I had my own bed? Yeah, like I won't lie, but I'm not to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't want to sleep next to that person. Like it's just more of a thing of I wouldn't, like I sleep next to someone on a daily basis. It would be nice just that
Yeah.
one time to have my own bed. So, Lynette, what about you? The hotels, like, too old for
No,
that, like sharing or
no,
not?
not at all. I don't think so. Like I've been on a couple of like girls' overnight trips. So we went to Southampton. I think it was about a year ago. Just with a couple of girls, and my friend thought it's three of us. My friend thought she'd booked an ibis. How do you say it? Ibis.
Ibis, yeah.
Ibis. Let's go Ibis. Anyway, she did, but she booked a budget Ibis, and we were like, oh my god. So it's
Oh
like
no,
it's
like
that
the
one over
small
there.
one.
What with all the alcoholics out? Okay. Anyway, so it had like it's a double bed, and it's a bunk bed with a
oh
double
no,
bed
no.
underneath, and then it was like things. So we did.
Okay.
But it's three of us, right? So it's like okay,
Shit.
but so it was fine because it's jokes, and I think it all depends again, like on the people that you're with, and we're just like whatever. We laughed about it, and I'm only small anyway, so I'm like happy to kind of share. Like Dave might like disagree, but like I don't think I move around a lot, so I'm quite like I'm an easy bedmate and I'm an easy roommate, really. And I think if you have if you have people who are like kind of similar minds, and I think we all we were just kind of cracking joke about, oh my god, I can't believe we're staying here. Oh my god, I can't believe we're in bunk beds. And bear in mind, since a year ago, we are late 30s. So yeah, we did that, and that was fine. And then I went on another girls' trip with one of the girls from there. And then we booked a hotel, and it was just we just booked like twin beds. We did a spa, and it's just nice because you're like it's like a girls' weekend. You don't want to. It's like a sleepover, right? Like
Yeah.
I quite see it like that. So I don't know
I
about
think
you
it depends,
guys.
like you said, I think it depends who you're with, what you're doing, and whatever. Like when we went to Crete and the retreat thing, and bear in mind, like, the retreat, none of us knew each other, and then all of a sudden you're sleeping next to someone you don't know. Like, it actually worked out fine. And like Joe, like now I'm really good friends with him. We're actually going to a hotel next week where we are going to be sleeping next to each other again. So there's certain times I think, and people, and depending on situations, it's fine. I think I'm quite lucky sometimes, I suppose the positive being plus size, if it is a bunk bed situation, I'm blatantly sleeping on the bottom. No one wants to risk me sleeping on top. For my sake, your sake, like that's not going to happen. So that's fine. But I have got friends where we've gone away, a big group of us, and they have like specifically demanded, like, I don't want to sleep next to anyone. I don't want to share. I want a
That's
room to
fine.
myself. And it's like,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm chilled for it yet. It's like,
No.
like I said, it depends. I would rather, I don't mind sharing a room. I wouldn't mind obviously having my own bed, but if I don't, then I'm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
actually not that deep. But I
Yeah.
think somebody sleeping like snoring does affect me. But I've been told that I'm not a fun to sleep
Oh,
with.
okay.
Like I jack covers and I kick and I punch.
Ah.
I move around and I spin. And whereas there's some people, I don't understand how people can sleep like this, by the way, but just like, straight up.
No, I fidget as
No.
well.
Yeah.
I'm a
I, I'm
fidgeter.
I'm literally twisty turny. I have to put something in between my legs, like it's
So
Yeah.
an acrobatic situation. So I think I'm probably more problematic to be with than who I'm scared of sleeping with.
But
see,
it's less an age thing then. I don't think it's
maybe.
like you're too old or whatever. I
Uh,
think or does it come with age? Like if you become more particular or you are more aware of like your sleeping patterns, then is it if you look at it that
like
way.
it's your space, isn't it? Like when you're
Yeah.
young,
Mm,
you can. It doesn't matter where you stay. You're just like it's fine.
mm.
Whereas like when you get older, it's like, oh, I miss my bed. I'm very well known for like booking. I don't really like to like budget
Yeah,
holiday. Like
yeah.
I'll always. I don't love hotels. Like it's like if it's a one night overstay thing, but I don't
Yeah.
really book all inclusives. I don't book hotels. It's always like Airbnb, and it's always has to have
Yeah.
vibe. It can't just be like a really like I look at like what color the bed sheets are in the photos and like really extra like that. Like yeah, there has to be vibes in that yard. Otherwise, even if it's for 2 days, like it needs to have nice lighting.
I think it depends on, I think like, I think growing up, I definitely fidget more in bed than I used to. I definitely have more things that I need to have, like a certain type of pillow and or I hug a pillow when I sleep now, and I never used to do that. When the pandemic kicked in, I think it was just came back a comfort thing, and now I can't sleep without actually like hugging a pillow and that. And then I'm a bit like you, like I actually really like staying in hotels and stuff, but I don't want to go too budget. I also don't want to go too bougie because it's just too expensive, like it's not worth it. I'm not about all inclusive for holidays and stuff. Like I don't mind it, but like as in the comfort side, but then I find it boring if it's all in one place. I'm a bit like you. I like to have a bit of character and do something different. But I think it just depends. But I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind like seeing loads of people like in a room and stuff if I have to. Like it
Yeah.
is, but it's just having the right, like you need to have the right people put together in order to
Yeah.
do that. I think that's literally what it is. Like,
Agreed.
and Lena, like I've napped next to Lena, but I don't think you and I have actually slept next to each other like a whole night. I think it's just been like naps more so than anything.
Try it and see what
We
happens.
should give it.
We should actually film it
Do you
as
want me
well
to book
see-
that Ibis budget and then the three of us
Mate.
can go in that
Oh
bunk
wait,
bed?
so yeah, let's do that, and then we'll film it and see who's the worst.
Just be prepared. Lena will attempt to touch me up multiple times in the night. That just so you know, that is a thing. So just
I love that.
like Lena just randomly just sometimes just grabs my boobs or like my bum or whatever,
Aw.
and like in a loving tender kind of way.
Remember on your wedding day, right? I did a selfie with her, and I was licking her boob, and she was like, "Lina, it's my fucking wedding. Can you not
Literally.
do that?"
So I had like
So, like,
I
you're
had a
so
strapless dress
formal.
on, so the cleavage. I've got the photo somewhere actually. I've got the strapless photo. She was like, "Oh, let's do a strapless dress on," and she's like, "Let's do a photo together." And then she's like, "This by my cleavage," like. And I was like, bruv,
Lovely.
it's my wedding day. Can we not, like the one day, can we just not do that, please? Like,
Classy.
my in-laws are over there. Like my family's here. Like, for fuck's sake.
It's a great day to do it.
Apparently so. Apparently so.
But I
Also,
wouldn't
Go on.
just on the age thing. I think for the argument, if I was like 18 and going traveling and staying in a hostel with like strangers, I'd probably do it if I was 18. I wouldn't do that now. Like if we're traveling and
wanted
you know, if even if you're like traveling the
never.
world or
I've done
whatever,
that and
I
I
would
never will.
still, yeah, I would still like book hotel. Even if I was to go tomorrow to go traveling, I'd book like just hotels, not
I wouldn't.
hostels.
Yeah, I've done like I did. It's not the same, but I did Brighton, and we actually hired a hostel because we couldn't. But we were trying to just keep money low, but we all shared together like friends wise. It wasn't like people we
Yeah,
didn't
not
know. In
strangers.
that respect, I was like, fine, I'll budget it like one time. That's fine.
Yeah.
The idea of sleeping next to people I don't know though.
Yeah.
Fuck no. Like me personally,
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I
I'm
wouldn't
also
sleep.
such a deep sleeper. Like I am so when if I sleep, I'm
You have
dead.
your bags like this.
Yeah, I like I can't hear anything, so it's better that I don't do that. I've never
No.
ever done that hostel business. Never,
No.
No.
never.
I think definitely now we're getting older. That's definitely something too old for
Yeah.
that one.
100% hostels. Yeah,
Yeah, too old for that one. Lynette, give me a number between 1 and 20 or
9.
9. It's kind of similar. It's uncomfortable beds. Are we like too old to be dealing with uncomfortable beds?
absolutely.
Oh,
I think
I mean, I'm so easy. Nah, I'm right.
really. So my I used to be the same as you, right? I used to be like, I don't want to spend loads of money on a bed and stuff. And one of my old bosses was like, spending money on a decent bed is the best investment you will ever make. And he was like, because it's important to have a good sleep and it's important to be comfortable. And I was like, okay, sold. So I did. So we did. So yeah, for me, it's like, again, like I can, if I have to sleep somewhere and it's not great, whatever, like on a time away, but I know in Ireland, our bed was not the greatest. And I know it affected really the whole holiday for us because we didn't sleep well. We were trying to go out and do loads of stuff and then we'd be knackered and then we'd end up like napping 2 o'clock in the afternoon, like needing a little like pick me up snooze. But yeah, no. So you're uncomfortable, you're not too fussed with, like you don't feel like you're too old to be worrying about that yet?
So
Okay.
when my son was born, he didn't really like sleep very well. And I think I slept in his cot for maybe 6 months.
Oh my God, are you
inside
serious?
the cot, yeah. Because I'm only like I'm like 4'9", right, 4'9", 4'10", or whatever, so I can fit inside the cot. And so it was literally like me. So yeah, I was there for 6 months, and I think Dave's got you need to like, you can't like sleep in there. And I was
You can't live in that bed.
You can't. It's a cot.
It's a cot, babe.
You're a big grown woman. Like, what you doing? It's like, so I just I think I just got used to, and I'll sleep on the floor, like next to the kids and stuff like that, or I'll try and fall asleep, or like fall asleep on the sofa. I can fall asleep anywhere. I can like fall asleep on the plane and stuff. So I'm not really, comfy. Maybe I should look into it more. Maybe I should, but I'm not that fussed.
Do you know what? I said to Ricky one day, "Am I like pretty when I sleep?" And he was like,
Oh.
I was like, "Oh no!" And he's like, "When you're in deep sleep, like you're good." He's like, "When you're he's like, sometimes when you nap on the sofa, like you're cute." He said, "But like sometimes when you're in that like deep sleep," he was like, literally like dribbling, mouth open, like I can feel my mouth. I'm like, it's just gag, like sexy. I thought he was gonna be like, "Yeah, you sleep like an angel."
What about you, Lina? Comfy bed?
Absolutely comfy bed.
You're all about the comfy,
But
aren't
I
you?
can sleep everywhere though. Like I can. But if it's sleep time, I need comfy. But I can sleep literally anywhere. Like me and my partner, we were on a plane from Paris to London, and I fell asleep almost instantly. And then when you can feel when you've landed.
Yeah.
I got up in
Slept
London.
the whole
He was
flight.
like, "Did you not like feel any turbulence?" I was like, "What turbulence?" And he's like, "Everybody's like,
There was turbulence.
literally
Yeah.
shitting themselves, screaming." And I'm just like,
Yeah.
like dribble.
Yeah.
But since I've had my son, I don't sleep as like especially on planes, I don't sleep that well.
That's interesting.
But then to be fair, both of us actually, me and my son went from Sweden to London, and we were delayed by like 6 hours. We were on the plane. The plane was only supposed to be like a 2-hour trip, and we were like probably 7 hours on the plane, and we just conked out, both of us. And I woke up and it landed. And I can sleep, but definitely love a good bed. There's nothing like comfort.
Yeah, so true.
I'll spend good money on a bed.
Mind you saying that, we used to like, when we used to go around to Lina and Cardo's, we used to like sleep on the floor. Like, but we didn't even mind. Like we'd sleep on the floor. Do you remember? You had like your rug, and we would like sleep on the floor, have a pillow. And the thought of doing that now is like, I wouldn't be able to get up for like 3 days. There's just no way.
The way that I don't know, like in my culture, because back home there's like, and my family's massive. So if we all get together, there's not enough beds to go around.
It's the
So
same.
we're all very prepared on the floor sleeping arrangements. So but I'm very used to sleeping on the floor, but there needs to be like a little bit of a mattress or some like a foamy.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna pick one more for us. How about, are we too old to be going out every weekend?
Yes.
Okay. No,
What do you, when you say going out, like you mean clubbing and
like
drinking?
literally having, I think just having plans to go out and do stuff, like going to friends' houses, going out maybe to a bar, maybe going out for dinner, like depends, going for someone's birthday.
Well, no, then not in that case. I thought you meant like going out to like early hours of the morning, like getting ready, going out at.
Going out at. Do you know what? I always say to everyone, I really want to do like an out night, and like everybody is just not interested, and everyone, and I know that, like, no, like I know most people were like, no, I can't be asked. But if I speak to someone younger, they're like, yeah, let's do it, and then I'm a bit like, I think I forget how old I am sometimes as well, because it's like I want to do it, but then also the idea of someone picking you up at like 11 o'clock at night, like back in the day, and then going out for the night is kind of like, fuck, can't do that. I don't know if I could do it, but I don't feel like I'm too old yet to be not like. I feel like I could still do it. I would just need to have a nap beforehand. That's all.
I do feel. Do you know what? My friend says that as well. She was like, when we went back to the Southampton trip, we went for a brunch, and then like a all you can drink brunch, and then we went back to the hotel, and they were like, "Oh, I just could do with a nap." Went for a nap, and then went out again, and then it was like, actually, we couldn't have gone out if we didn't have that. Break
you need the nap.
It's just like yeah. Sometimes I do feel old in places. I think we did go out and we were like, oh, are we too old to be here? And you look around and sometimes you go, but you're having fun, and does it really matter? I don't
It's
know.
it's difficult. I went to, actually, to be fair, like, no, this is where I get like, oh shit, I forget how old we are, right? So I went to an R&B brunch for a friend's birthday not long ago, and it was brilliant. It was really, really good. But in my head, I was actually surprised the age group, because for some reason in my head I thought it would be a lot younger, and it was a mix of like my age, a bit younger, and older. And I was like, huh. And then I forget that most people that listen to R&B are now in their 30s,
Yeah,
40s,
yeah,
50s. I kind of forgot that. And I was
yeah.
like, oh, I'm not one of the young ones. Shit, I'm like the older part of the older crew. And it kind of threw me, but it was really good.
I remember getting back from the walk, going, oh my god, look at that queue for that club. Oh my goodness, it's like it's ridiculous. But we used to be those people that used to queue
Yeah.
up, go to the newsagents, go and get a WKD and have it in the queue. Do you know what I mean? And not even be bothered, going, oh my god, it must be really good in there. It must be like jumping because the queue's like out the fucking door.
Yeah.
And we'd wait to get in. And then you'd get to the thing and you'd be so drunk anyway. The bouncer would be like, no, you're not coming in. You'd be like, oh. But yeah, I think it's more like convenience more than everything. I like having people round and like doing like games nights and things like that. I'd do that every weekend if I could, and like having food and drinks and stuff like that. That's what if that counts as like going out, staying in.
Yeah, I think so. I think you can get away with that. I think the hard thing is that the going out, if you're going out, I guess the problem is that I'm at that age now. It's like I do want to go out and dance and stuff still. I don't mind doing that, but I also want to be able to sit at the place we're going to.
Yeah.
That's definitely a big one for me. And I want to be able to hear my friends when we're chatting to each other. And I think those places just don't really exist. So like I need to create a club that's for over 30.
Sorry.
What'd you say?
What'd you
Oh, my
say?
feet are killing me. Like you want to, I know going out, you like want to sit down as soon as fucking
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Like even gigs now, like I won't go to some gigs if there's no chance of being able to sit. I don't really want to stand for like 2 hours. So it's like there's that as well. Lina, what about you?
There's two things. I think I miss the spontaneity of life.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know if that's like pre-COVID. I don't know if that's a COVID issue or what, but I just feel like everything, I don't know how I'm gonna feel in 2 months' time when I'm
Yeah.
like, if someone says let's go out and it's like in 2 months, I don't know how I'm gonna feel that time. Like
Yeah, I do hate that.
I'm such a weekend. What am I? Because my
Honestly.
work, I have to plan my life at work, right? I have to do things and I have to be organized. I don't want to be like that for my personal life. But then if you don't have that, you're kind of you do end up winging it. And back in the day, it worked for some reason. Like we would wing stuff and we just go places. But now it just feels a bit like, oh my God, I have to organize my weekends as well. And it's just a bit long. And but I do think I don't think I could last in a club. I think I'm too old for that. And that's probably because I started going to clubs like very
Underage clubs.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
not even underage. I was severely underage. So maybe I just really outdid that time of my life. But I love going out. I'd love going out, but I'm also very spontaneous and I don't like to be like, oh, what are you doing in 4 weeks? Because I don't know how I might feel like not in the mood for it.
I feel like that's a dig at me, because I'm the person that's always like, what are you doing? It's a dig at me.
What are you doing in 2025?
Well, she's and you're absolutely right, because I used to definitely be, well, we did, like, even back in the day, it would be like Lina and Cardo would be like, what are you doing tonight? We'd be like, nothing, come around. And we'd be like, all right, cool. So we would literally, my brother and I, because obviously we lived together, we'd bounce. I got Cardo messaging me saying underage clubbing. Sorry, it's just so random. He said, my wife's a hoe.
Oh, he's saying that.
I was saying, yeah,
He's
basically,
talking
like,
on my podcast.
he's gonna want to get in. Yeah, like back in the day, we would do that spontaneity thing, and we would meet up. And like Harris and I, obviously, when we lived together, Harris would be like, "I'm going Lina and Cardiff tonight. You come in," and I'd be like, "All right, cool." I think it's harder now. Like, one, obviously, people have got families and stuff for starters. People are tired after work and that, and most people don't want to do stuff on a weekday, which I think is the biggest problem. That's it.
We would go into the office Monday to Friday. We would leave our house at 6 a.m. and we'd come home at 7. We would have and then we would have so much energy. It could be an age thing. It could be.
Yeah.
I think it's a mix of everything.
It's a mixture of everything. So if you ever want to do a spontaneous going out, I don't mind.
Fine, it's agreed then. If I say
not a 2026 one, I'm just not doing it.
No, you know what it is sometimes, like, I'm I say all of that, and then I am the person to blame because my weekends are usually packed up with stuff. So usually when I'm like, Lena's like, we should go out soon. I'm like, cool. What are you doing like 4 weeks from now? Like, and I hate it. I hate it because I hate
Give me the
people
ick.
booking up like, and then I forget some of the shit I've booked, and then I've double booked or I've
Yeah.
booked too many things in the weekend. I'm like, fuck, I don't even have time to relax. But yeah, no, I miss the spontaneity, and I've realized this because. All right, apart from Lena, clearly. Obviously everyone lives quite far away from each other. And two, most people do not want to fucking meet up in the week. Or they'll be like, yeah, but I need to be home by 9 because I've got an early start. And you're like, oh, fuck off. Like, what
Yeah.
happened to the days when we
No,
would just
no,
meet
Yeah.
up?
yeah, no, I'm not like that. But
No,
Do you
you're
know
not
what
like, well,
I is the dressing up, like getting home on Saturday and like seeing these girls like queuing up for the club. I'm like, is that what people are
well,
wearing now? And I felt old at that moment. It was like I don't know if I wouldn't know. This sounds really odd. I wouldn't know what to wear now if I went to like a nightclub. Like,
I,
I
do
just
you
wear
know
comfortable
what?
shoes,
I feel like,
comfortable shoes.
yeah, no, I don't think people dress up like we used to back in the day. I think it's
Yeah,
changed a lot.
yeah,
But even like coming into work sometimes, sometimes I'll come in like dressed up, sometimes I won't. And then sometimes I see what everyone else is wearing, and I'm like, right, that's not what I wear at all. Like, because obviously it's different
yeah,
age group, but then I want to wear what they're wearing because I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. So I'm like, but
yeah,
then am I too old to be wearing it? Who gives a shit? I'll do it anyways. But it is. My biggest thing for me is like the going out, the finding something to wear was always the fucking worst for me. I just always hated
yeah,
it. But like the getting ready to go out was always like the funnest part. And it
yeah,
wasn't even hanging out with friends. It was blasting tunes, putting on makeup, just getting
yeah,
ready in my own sweet time, my little like self-care thing and stuff. And then I was ready for a night out. Like even that's like I find that friends want to go out. Right, I'll be honest. I find friends want to just go fucking dinner all the time. And I'll be honest with you, I find it really boring after a while. Like, there's only certain times we can talk about the same shit over and over again about each other's families and friends and whatever. Like, it's not that I don't care about my friends. I love them very much, but I just want to do some other stuff rather than going out. And
yeah,
dinner's expensive. It's not cheap. That's the problem, right?
yeah.
It's like at least 60, 70 quid gone instantly for one dinner. But I feel like most people want to do the dinner thing. And I'm like, cool, but we do it all the time. Let's do
I
something
think
else.
there's a gap
Different.
in the market for our age group.
Legit, there is 100%.
I
I've
could
always
go
said
on. I could go to like 4 a.m., but I need to have like the
same age group with you.
yeah.
Like,
I just
Yeah,
feel like if it's too many, like if it's a club, that's I'm not there anymore. Definitely
yeah.
not there anymore. And I
This is
do
why
think
brunches are doing well.
yes,
yeah, brunches, but
exactly.
then
But
that's too early. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's a
yeah,
daytime brunch. I
and
don't.
I won't drink daytime. Like I just don't really drink anymore anyways,
I
but the
don't.
the thing of drinking daytime and then trying to go home is just
It's the
it's not
power
one.
drinking as well. I can't do that anymore. Not the brunches, yeah,
Yeah.
I get the kind of daytime thing and going out and like having a drink, but like to pack that all into 2 hours, whereas before you'd kind of spread it out like over 5, 6, 7 hours, right? You're out until the early hours
Yeah.
of the morning. But right, you've got until 2 to 4 to like drink
Yeah,
as
to
much as you can,
drink.
and you're just like, "Ugh," do you know what I mean? Like I
It's
don't, and
true.
then you're leaving places and it's still daylight and you're absolutely fucked, and it's like people are
Yeah.
judging because it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We've done that. I've
Legit.
been out going, oh my god, they must have been to a brunch, and it's like,
And to be fair, I am going for a brunch for my birthday, but like that's only because that's the only thing I could get everyone to agree to be fair as well. But also
yeah,
because I know it's R&B, so I was like, fine. But it's just, yeah, it's just I there you're right. The spontaneity thing has kind of gone out of the window. Everyone doesn't really want to venture out anymore. People want to be close to home and all that stuff. And I get it. Like I totally understand it, but it's just I feel like COVID kind of aged people a lot quicker than they
yes,
actually are. And people are almost gone into like retirement style when they're not actually old enough to be at that point. So I don't feel like it's too old to be going out and doing stuff like that. And I don't feel like it's too old to be going out every weekend. Like, all right, you'd have to go nuts. But you're right. The biggest, best thing is a house party. House parties, they finish whenever they want. You can
yeah,
be comfortable. You can still get dressed up if you want to. You can do stupid games, play music. Like we do house parties every now and then. We have like gatherings and
yeah.
it's cool. Play Mafia in villages because and then we all start fights with each other. Like it's great. But yeah,
No
it's
one
just
ever knows when I'm the killer.
oh, Lena is the biggest giveaway. She starts laughing as soon as she finds out she's Mafia. She's fucking
Oh,
useless. And I laugh too, which makes it worse.
amazing.
Cool. So I feel like we're not too old for that. That's a good one. Like we're
Yeah,
kind of there's I feel like it's a bit mixed, but like yes and no depending on what the situation is.
We are
So
not.
we're not officially not too old yet. So that's all
no,
right. We're gonna ask these again, I think, on another podcast because I definitely have more that we could ask. And especially because like I'm turning 39 next week. Lena is 40 and Lynette is still 38. So Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some more stuff we
I'm
can
the
ask about
oldest
that.
of this group.
You are the oldest
are
of
the
the group.
oldest.
Do you remember when we used to be the babies of the group? Do you remember be like, oh, this like, do you remember that? Do you remember like
You
when you used
just
to be in the
got to
office,
hang
you'd
out
be
with
like,
older people. That's what I do.
True.
Look at me.
it's true. Very true. And then, you know, when you come to that point where it's like, how old is too old to be hanging out with the young crew as well? Because I sometimes wonder that because I've chat to obviously people. I forget like some of the work girls that we've got with us, like some of the people that we work with. They're young, and I forget I'm like 20 years older than them nearly, and I'm chatting away to them like they're like, and then sometimes the maturity in the conversation, I clock that they're younger than me, and I'm like, actually, like this, they're immature, they haven't kind of grown to that bit yet, like they're not ready for that conversation. But yeah, it's a bit like, oh shit, because I don't feel
I don't
like I'm in
feel
my late
like when you
30s.
think 40, it's quite a significant amount of time you've been.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I deserve to be 40.
I still feel
Aw.
like I'm 26 to like
Yeah.
28-ish. That's how I
Yeah.
see myself.
Yeah.
Clearly not, but that's how I like to think.
Yeah.
The
I
age
don't feel
am.
like I'm edging towards 40 either. Like I don't.
it's
There's no.
crazy.
Yeah, I'm stuck in this 20s
Yeah.
mentality. That
But
yeah.
Weird.
I don't think any of us look it either, to be fair. I don't
No.
think we look like we're not. Well, I hope not. And we could be delusional and people like, yeah, you do. But like, you fucking look like you.
Yeah,
Look,
you
you're 40.
fucking look 40, mate.
You old bitch. I
Stop
don't feel like we
reaching.
do. I don't feel like we do. I do look around and think like, no, I don't see it. Like I see us in like 30s, I'd say maybe, yeah. 20s is really pushing it, but
20s is pushing it. I feel
yeah.
like I'm in my 20s, but
Yeah. One of the girls at work the other day, because I was saying, oh, you know, well, I'm 40 next year. And she was like, I'm sorry, what? She was like, how old? She was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 38, I'm going to be 39, and next year I'm 40. And she was like, I thought you were like late 20s, early 30s. I was like, oh, thanks, babe. I was like, clearly, thank you. I was like, I'm clearly not, but thanks. I was like, it's good makeup and just, you caught me on a good day. And no, it's upsetting almost because you're like, it's just a number, but you do feel like, fuck, that's gold.
When this year, when I hit 40, I think you guys got me a number 40 birthday card.
Yeah, you were upset.
I was fuming. I was like, how fucking dare they?
How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you remind me of how old I am?
And my son's like, why don't you take it out? I'm like, no, leave it in the drawer. I don't want to see it. And
I
he's
refuse to be 40.
Yeah. I refuse. I don't ever buy me a number card again.
I remember refusing to turn 20 and go, no, it's 20.
Oh, mate.
I remember saying to people, I'm 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't like it.
I remember being scared about turning 30, and I think we've said this before, and it was because I felt like you had to hit so many like achievements by that point. Now I don't feel like that. Like turning 40, I'm excited to turn 40. I'm more scared about, I feel like 50s is the shit one because you're not young and you're not old. Then you're like that weird, you are kind of old, but you're not old. And then it's like that, yeah. Oh dear. So officially we're all getting old and getting older as we carry on with this podcast. So we will call it we'll call it time here. Lina, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
It was a pleasure.
It was lots of fun. Yes, definitely.
I will come back.
She's like, no. She paused there. There was a very long pause.
That was awkward.
No, I'm down for coming back.
We'll definitely have you come back. I think we'll do a whole thing about the whole turning 40 and like the whole late 30s thing, because I think that's one we can definitely cover. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for everybody who listened. Thank you to anyone that listened and also donated to the Glow Mental Health UK walk. It was a really great charity that we did it for. Obviously, it's got a place in all of our hearts here and there, which is why we definitely wanted to do it. And we will catch you guys very soon for episode 18, whichever the hell that is, because we haven't decided yet. But Lynette, anything else you want to say before we sign out?
I think surround yourself with good people. I think that's the theme of today. That's it.
And go and do some sightseeing and go see Big Ben.
Go see Big Ben.
Definitely.
Sexy clock.
Definitely.
Love that.
All right, guys. I'll love and leave you. Thank you very much.
Night.
Bye.
See you later.
Love ya. Bye.
Mood. We're relatable as fuck.